Based on the awesomely titled 1968 novel Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by Phillip K. This dystopian sci-fi film opened in theaters in June of 1982, where it edged out a small profit against its $28 million budget. Director Ridley Scott crafted the adaptation with expert precision, even if the film didn't turn out how he wanted for another 25 years. Indeed, 7 separate versions of this picture have been screened as a result of controversial changes made by the executives. The most recent is known as the Final Cut, released in 2007. It is the only version that Scott had complete artistic freedom over, and so it is the copy I'll be reviewing here. Harrison Ford stars as the title character, a retired police officer in the year 2019 who is tasked with tracking down and eliminating 4 lifelike bioengineered beings known as replicants, and destroying them. While Ford is perfectly capable in the lead, delivering his dialogue with a cold whisper or a defeated shout, it's his mechanical counterparts that really shine. Rutger Hauer plays the lead antagonist, a creepy and powerful replicant hell-bent on tracking down his maker. Daryl Hannah is a frightened vixen-like adversary who hides behind layers of makeup, while Edward James Olmos, Emmet Walsh, and William Sanderson contribute effective performances in the smaller parts. The film's primary detective investigation thread is precise to the point of boredom, as every lead and tiny clue is examined in unnecessary detail. A secondary plot involving Sean Young as a beautiful replicant is far more intriguing though, as she discovers her true nature.
Thank you.
She's a replicant, isn't she?
I'm impressed. How many questions does it usually take to spot one?
I don't get it, Tyrell.
How many questions?
20, 30 cross-referenced.
It took more than 100 for Rachel, didn't it?
She doesn't know.
She's beginning to suspect, I think.
Suspect? How can it not know what it is?
Commerce is our goal here at Tyrell. More human than human is our motto. Rachel is an experiment, nothing more.
Blade Runner is a richly thematic motion picture, but this thread about self-identity is perhaps its most important. What truly defines the authenticity of life? If we can feel, laugh, breathe, and think, is it only the uniqueness of our memories that divides us, or is it something less tangible than that? These introspective questions that are demanded of the viewer is what makes this R-rated story so thought-provoking. A powerful scene arrives when Hauer finally meets the man who created him, who explains his decision to give his android children a shortened lifespan by quoting an ancient Chinese proverb, "The light that burns twice as bright burns half as long." Hauer's violent response to this line is hardly reasonable, but intimately disturbing. A drawn-out cat-and-mouse chase that closes out the picture is weirder than it is suspenseful, but its culmination is a beautiful and haunting monologue from Hauer. The Oscar-nominated art direction and set design shows off a vibrant world filled with shadows and smoke, where bright searchlights constantly probe into buildings. This is an oppressive and uncomfortable environment, gorgeously filmed with neo-noir visuals. Very impressive model and matte painting work complete this palette with convincing effects. A synth-heavy score from Greek composer Vangelis provides a somber and futuristic mood throughout the 117-minute film. Demanding your full attention, this is the type of layered and complex narrative you could write a thesis about. But I don't watch movies to be reminded about schoolwork, and a great deal of the picture is detrimentally slow. For the patient, however, this is a fantastic blend of neo-noir and science fiction. While it may not always entertain, it often makes you think, and at over 30 years old, that's the mark of a truly well-made production. This isn't necessarily a movie I'd want to rewatch, but thanks to its many intricacies, you almost have to see it twice just to soak it all in. Blade Runner contains beautifully imagined allegories within a plodding story. Here now are some of your thoughts. Praising its premise and groundbreaking visuals, you thought Blade Runner was amazing. I definitely appreciated this movie more on a second watch, but its slower pace makes it hard to stay invested. I thought it was great though.